Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we gotta talk about the left dissonance and why they are all shooting towards violence in this country. We gotta talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links we have to go through. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media company. It's an alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, guys, you guys can join me at Minds.com. Also, guys, I do have a link with Byrna. If you guys value your right to Second Amendment and you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, guys, you guys can head on over to my friends at Byrna. They have their top of the line Byrna SD, LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest compact launcher. So if you guys want to defend yourself in a less lethal manner, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. Also, guys, I have friends from North Shore Medical Supply. If you know someone who needs to wear adult diapers like I do, guys, and they know they need to wear them, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply. They have their top of the line Megamax diapers, their North Shore Supreme pull ups, and they have their Eterna boosters. So if you know someone out there like I do, guys, that needs to wear adult diapers, that needs to be put in adult diapers, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, guys. They will hook them up and they will make sure they are diapered up like I am, guys. Ooh, and before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, Seriously, y'all, seriously. Can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Wow. Thank God, guys. That was a mouthful. That was a mouthful. And yes, guys, as always, I am diapered up in my North Shore Mega Max diapers with my Eternal boosters, as always, guys. As always. And I'm diapered up, padded up. So let's get on with the show, shall we? So before we get on, actually, guys, I know I want to talk about this for a few minutes before we get the show going. All right. Tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow I will be 49 years old. Today's the last day. I am 48. I don't even look my age at all, ladies and gentlemen. I don't look like my age at all. The fact that I don't look like my age is very shocking, very telling. And the reason for that, guys, is simply put, guys, I look way too young to be my actual age. And when women ask how old I am, they think I look like in my 30s more than in my late 40s. That's very shocking, ladies and gentlemen. That is very shocking and very telling. But I tell you this, tomorrow heading into 49, oh man. Oh man. And then next year heading into 50, God, I don't if I look like this in my 50s, I'll be shocked out of my own skin. Hell, I'd be even shocked out of my own diaper for all that matter. But holy shit, man. Holy shit. Tomorrow, yeah, I'll be 49 years old. I don't even look my age. That's the scary part, guys. I don't even look my age. But anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? I want to talk about this article from the Daily Caller. This came about to me a couple of days ago, all right, while I was out working. This is from the Daily Caller. Jack Posobiec. The left's cognitive dissonance has turned to violence. I'll read you the first two paragraphs. The left has lost its mind and it can't find its voice. I should know. I just came face to face with bare the bare knuckle tactics. My offense was pointing out political reality, specifically while appointing to a rally held by federal union workers. I came out to one of their speakers, Democrat Representative James Raskin of Maryland. Jamie, why did you lose the popular vote? Why did you lose all 7 swing states? Immediately, I was pummeled and dragged away by a pair of thugs in the crowd while the rest of them were shouting abuse. Basically, like this, guys, Jack Posobiec is right. The left has lost its ever fucking damn mind. They've lost all common sense and reality. They resorted to political violence. And I tell you this on my show, guys, I abhor political violence. If you're resorting to political violence to get your message across, you lost all fucking meaning in front of me. You lost credibility, legitimacy in front of me. The fact that the left is resorting to political violence ever since they lost the election last fall and on November 5th, 2024, they've resorted to political violence because they don't know how to deal with losing an election. They don't know how to act normal in front of people. But they're resorting to political violence because they can't get their message across. They can't. The fact that the left has to resort to this tactic to get their message across tells me, ladies and gentlemen, that they've lost all legitimacy. They lost all legitimacy and justification. They lost it. The fact that they lost all this legitimacy and now they're resorting to like bare knuckle in your face, like basically threatening, bully, intimidating, doxing, almost to the point of like threatening political violence. Seems to me, ladies and gentlemen, we can't live in the same country as these people. We can't. We can't. The fact is, the left has gone so politically violent that it's not even fucking funny. It isn't. I'll give you an example. Just recently, Trump just like accepted South African white immigrants into this country, and then you got leftists now who are threatening violence against these South African white immigrants. But the left is okay with like Hispanic illegal immigrants. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the left has lost all fucking meaning. They've lost it. They can't get it back. They can't grasp at it. They can't even justify it. The fact that they are resorting to political violence because people aren't paying attention to them, it just goes to show that the left is nothing more than an attention seeking whore, in my opinion. They really are. The fact that they're all about like assassination culture, about men belong in women's sports and women's bathrooms, and if they don't get access to it, we're gonna beat the crap out of people for it. Then you wonder why y'all get your ass thrown in jail for that shit. And you wonder why people don't put up with your shit anymore. I'm telling you, at some point, At some point, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the starkest prediction that I'm going to make on the show, and you guys can flag it on May 15, 2025. I predict that the left's political violent rhetoric is only going to get worse, worse, and worse. It is going to get worse to the point that I'm telling you, man, bullets are going to start flying, punches are going to get thrown, people are going to get bloodied, maimed, hurt, sent to the ER and all that shit. Telling you, it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. Because I'm telling you, on this show, once you cross that fucking red line into political violence, you become Cash Patel and Dan Bongino's problem, not mine. But I will defend your right to have your free speech and all that. But when you cross that red line, there's no defense for that shit. There is no defense. And I'm telling you, there is none whatsoever. The fact that the left wants to promote political violence as a way of saying, "Hey, this is how we get our message across. Hey, this is how we demand this and this and this." That's not how you get people to agree with you. That's not. But to me, guys, to me, that's that's how you that's how you get people to hate you. That's how you get people to despise you. That's how you get people to say, "You're fucking nuts. You're fucking mentally insane. You're fucking off your rocker." Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, guys, the left loves political violence. They love it to the 10th degree. They love it so much that they think that political violence will change this country. They think. But you know what? No sane person agrees with that shit. That's why the left is all mentally ill. That's why the left is all mentally insane. Pretty much. Pretty much, guys. But the fact of the matter is, guys, political violence does not solve anything. Political violence makes you look weak, stupid, inferior, and fucking retarded. That's why I see a lot of people on X, especially the leftists, saying, "Oh, we should target MAGA members. We should target like Trump supporters like this. We should take them all out, slash their tires, and all this shit." Homeboy, that does not solve anything. And I'm going to say this to the billionth time until I'm put in cryonic suspension. That does not solve anything. Political violence does not solve shit. Okay? It does not solve anything. And the left keeps ratcheting up this political violence. And I've often said this many fucking times on the show. Political violence does not solve shit. Does not solve anything. The fact that you want to say that, oh, Trump supporters should be like executed and all this, oh, MAGA supporters should be thrown in jail, my friend. That's why you're mentally insane. That's why you're a fucking lunatic. That's why you're a fucking a-hole. Pretty much. But I gotta agree with Jack Posobiec. Okay? I gotta agree with him. The reason is obvious. The left is not rational. The left is like irrational. The left is mentally insane. Hell, the left makes schizophrenics look like normal people, in my opinion. Yes? The left makes schizophrenia look like a normal fucking conversation. At least you could understand the schizophrenic. But to a leftist, holy shit. Holy shit, man. But I tell you guys this. The leftists, they're all mentally insane. They're all off their damn rocker. I never understand why leftists would think that political violence solves everything. I never understand. I never do, guys. I never do. But remind me, guys. Why do leftists think that this solves everything? Why? Because it doesn't. It doesn't. Why do they think that violence or threatening ICE agents solves everything? The fact that they want to defend illegal immigration, they want to allow illegals, some of which are convicted of the most heinous crime on earth, that the left thinks that's okay. I sit there and I go, these people are fucking nuts. These people are fucking mentally insane. For the life of me, I would never want to be near these people, even with a 10-foot pole. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, if I got to argue with a leftist, I have my burner with me. I have my burner LE. Because I never know if these guys are going to dissolve into violent speech or violent rhetoric. But at least I have something proportional to defend myself with. Pretty much. Pretty much. But that's why, like I said, man, I'm not like any of those like gun nuts on the right who think everything every situation like has to be used to a gun to solve shit. That's why I'm a lot smarter than these gun nuts on the right. But man, oh man, never understand how these people think political violence solves everything. Man, oh man, man, oh man. But you know what? Jack Posobiec is right. The left is politically violent. The left thinks that political violence gets them power. You know, as they say, power breeds corruption, and the left doesn't deserve to be in power. The way they treating things in this country, it's amazing that how they dissolve to this shit. It pretty much amazes me. It pretty much does, man. But like I said, man, like I said, these people are so politically violent. I wouldn't even trust them with a 10-foot pole. I would never, ever, ever trust them. Never. I wouldn't. But anyway, I want to talk about this from the Federalist. This article from the headline: If rogue judges keep thwarting the people's will, Congress should abolish judgeship. Here's my thing: we have federal judges in this country who are acting like they are the fourth branch of government. My fucking opinion on this is simple. Stay the fuck in your own damn lane, asshole. Stay the fuck in your own damn lane. The fact that these judges are overruling what Trump is illegally allowed to do as president, and the left thinks the courts are the fourth branch of government, I say like this: it's time to bring term limits to federal judges. Every judge, every federal judge in this country should be subject to the same term limits, either as a sitting president or a member of the House of Representatives. It's that simple. That means every federal judge would be subject to a 2-year term or a 4-year term. I say a 2-year term is easy because you can, at the end of their 2-year term, they can either be renominated or they're done and we replace them with someone else. But the fact that many of these judges are acting like they're politicians, acting like, hey, you can't do this and this and this, and not following the rule of law and the Constitution, kick them out of the court, kick them off the bench. If I were Speaker Mike Johnson, Cash Patel, I'd be going after these corrupt judges immediately. I would be literally launching criminal investigations against these judges and against these attorneys or attorney generals from liberal states who are impeding President Trump. I would be dropping Rico like like a fucking Moab on them. I'd be dropping Rico on them. See how fast they squirm, run, and hide, and see which one squeals like a fat pig in a farm. You know, let's see. Because I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. All these federal judges ruling on behalf of leftist attorney generals. There's probably a RICO charge somewhere going on. There's probably RICO statute violations going on right here. But the article from the Federalist: It's time to put the rogue judges on notice. If you keep blocking the will of people, Congress will put your chair out, will pull your chair out from under them. And I'll read you the headline. Since President Trump returned to the White House, activist judges, mostly from deep blue strongholds like California, D.C., Massachusetts, have all lined up to sabotage his agenda. These judges have thrown out wave after wave of temporary restraining orders, nationwide injunctions to block his key initiative, shutting down toxic DEI, deporting dangerous criminal illegal aliens, and slashing wasteful foreign aid. One example: the Biden administration handed out taxpayer dollars to bankroll transgender opera in Colombia. That's the kind of nonsense that the Department of Government Efficiency Doge is trying to kill, but leftist judges won't even let them access data they need to clean the house. This, mhm. Basically, guys, this is basically like this. This isn't. judicial overreach. This is trying to sabotage Trump. And I'm telling you right now, dear Cash Patel, if you are listening to my podcast show, and dear Dan Bongino, if you're listening, please, for the love of God and all its good graces, launch a RICO statute investigation on all these leftist states, all these deeply blue states, because I bet you these blue states are trying to impeach Trump, and these leftist attorney generals are are in cahoots trying to basically sabotage Trump. And if this is the case, there should be RICO statute criminal investigations going on. Okay? The fact that these blue states are trying to sabotage Trump, Trump should just yank their federal money away from them. Just say to them, no, we're not going to pour federal dollars into your state. No, no, you fund it yourself. See how fast that flies, and let's see how fast that goes in the face. But the fact is, these rogue judges don't don't have a right to to impede Trump. They're overstepping their lane. And the fact that you got some of these leftist attorney generals in blue states sh- shopping for a judge that agrees with them goes to show that Speaker Mike Johnson and Kash Patel need to go after these rogue judges. They literally do, guys. They literally do. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm telling you right now, Trump's trying to clean this country up. Trump's trying to clean the mess that was created by the illegitimate administration. Okay? Trump's trying to clean the mess up. But he's being stopped by rogue judges from deep blue states that are trying to sabotage his administration. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, Congress needs to kick these judges out. Congress needs to step up to the plate. And I'm looking at you, Speaker Mike Johnson. You need to step up the plate and say, no, these judges need to be removed. Bye. Gone. You're fired. It's that simple. It's pretty much that simple. The fact of the matter is, guys, we don't have a country if we have these rogue judges in blue states constantly impeding President Trump and sabotaging his fucking administration. Hell, we should do what they do in El Salvador. El Salvador, they fire the judge immediately. They throw his ass in jail. They investigate him for any corruption and all that. Hell, we should be doing that here in America as well. Should call for every judge that impedes President Trump to be fired, to be investigated, arrested, prosecuted, and perp walked. The minute they're perp walked, you know they're gonna stop that, and they're gonna be like this. Oh no, we're not doing that shit. If that judge gets perp walked by Kash Patel, we're yeah. That should be the answer to all that shit. Perp walk them. You know what I mean? Because I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. The minute Kash Patel and Pam Bondi put the fear in these judges, saying, if you overrule President Trump, we're coming after you, that's going to stop. That'll stop real quick. And I think like this, there should be criminal investigations into these blue state attorney generals. There should be, ladies and gentlemen. There should be. But I will tell you this, guys. There should be investigations into it because The way I look at it, guys, the way I look at it, guys, these people should be gone. Okay? These people should be, yeah, really gone. But anyway, I want to talk about this other article from the Federalist. Okay? This one is interesting for me. This one is interesting. From the Federalist, Democrat men are trying to fake masculinity, and it's painful to watch. Read you from the headline. Among the ways Democrats are trying to stop hemorrhaging men voters is apparently by elevating guys who exhibit some comically stereotypical sense of masculinity, but who otherwise champion all the effeminate Democrat policies that the party loves and real men hate. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. See, the problem is, guys, the Democrats are hemorrhaging men. Men are leaving the Democrat Party in fucking record numbers. Because you know why? They see the reality in the conservative, Republican, and MAGA movement and the Maha movement by Robert Kennedy Jr. And they see that, hey, these guys are making sense. Whereas Democrats are like pandering to woke bullshit, woke ideology, and woke crap. And it dawns upon me why men are fleeing the Democrat Party. Yeah, it's because all the woke bullshit and the leftist ideological bullshit. The only men who are probably staying in the Democrat Party are what? Soy drinking, low testosterone men that are so weak that can't even lift 5 pounds without even fucking crying. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, Democrats have a male problem. Republicans, conservatives, MAGA, and Mahal don't have a male problem. They don't. They don't. But Democrats do. Democrats have a male problem. They have a male problem because they know, ladies and gentlemen, that their policies are driving men away from the party. And here's a question for you. What sane dude would still vote Democrat? What high testosterone laden man would still vote Democrat? Answer that for me. Let me know in the comments below. But reality here, none. None. Any working class blue collar man would never vote Democrat. Only for the weak, insecure, low testosterone men would still vote Democrat. And they would probably vote to shoot their testicles off in the process. But that's why, ladies and gentlemen, people like me, I'm a DSD person, okay? I would never vote Democrat. After the shit show, you would never get me to vote for them. You would never, ever get me to vote for these people. You wouldn't. But I will tell you this, guys. I will tell you this. The Democrats, if they continue this shit, they're going to lose men in record numbers. And the only men left are probably what? Men who cosplay as women, low testosterone men, beta males, soy boys, and incels. That's it. And those are the weakest men out there. The weakest ones who can't even hold a 7 pound like AR-15, who can't even eat meat without crying, who have to have like their what soy latte or soy milk and all that. Soy milk, I believe, like this in Western men makes them weak and inferior. Soy does not hit Asians like me because our stomach is built for it. Our DNA can tolerate that, no problem. But to Western men, it would drop their testosterone by like what, 20 points. And to me, that's why Democrats love low testosterone men. They love like soy boys. They love incels. They love men who cosplay as women. They literally do, guys. But I tell you this much, doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Uh-uh. But I say this. That's why I like this. You know the difference between like a Republican and a Democrat? A Republican will let you speak freely, will defend your right to speak freely. A Democrat, on the other hand, if you try to speak outside their party line, they 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 throw you out. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, guys. But I will say this. I will say this. As a libertarian, we welcome people from both sides. As long as you're respectful, as long as you can respect both sides of the aisle, as long as you can respect people's opinions, viewpoints, and all that, we welcome you. But the fact of the matter is, Democrats, on the other hand, come on, man. That's why you're losing. That's why you're losing. And that's good because the only one left are probably what? Blue haired white liberals and soy boys, beta boys, incels, and men who cosplay as women. And that's who the Democrats pander to. No wonder why Democrats have a male problem. Democrats are trying to like dress themselves up like, oh, we're like regular guys, but no, you're not. You're not. You're just a soy boy, a beta boy, an incel, okay, who's trying to be manly, but y'all can't. Y'all can't, man. Y'all like the memes that I see all the time that make me laugh so hard that I need a fucking damn diaper change after that. Y'all like those people, man. But I go like this, guys. I go like this. Democrats have a male problem. They're going to continue to have a male problem until they wake up and smell the goddamn motherfucking damn coffee and realize that, oh shit, if we want males back, we gotta do things. But the way they're doing things right now, they're repelling men instead of attracting men. They're like basically any male Democrat left in the party is probably bleeding out and going, no, 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 no. They're like, nah, we're not gonna go with this. Nah, we're not gonna go with that. Nah, we're not. But they're bleeding out, guys. They're bleeding out, and I don't blame them, guys. I do not blame them at all. But hey, that's good for the conservative, Republican, MAGA, and Mahal party. That's good for our side. That men are leaving the Democrat, and we're opening our doors wide open for the guys to come on in. Our 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 place is open for y'all. You know what I mean? Our place is literally open for y'all. But I say this, guys. As the Democrats keep losing men, people on the right are gaining more men along with women. So we are. But, as I say, they shot themselves on the foot and they're continuing to shoot themselves on the foot until they have no foot left. Yeah, they literally are, guys. They literally are. But, hey, that's good for us because come 2026 in the midterm elections, no men ain't going to vote Democrat. Any man that does is probably what? A soy boy, a beta boy, an incel, or a man who cosplays as a woman? Pretty much. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. You know? But anyway, I want to talk about this article, and this is from the Federalist as well. Parents of boys wrongfully accused of objecting to girl in the locker room slam Loudoun School a systemic failure. Loudoun County Public Schools has failed every single one of these kids, and this is just a systemic failure across the board. Okay? And then I'm gonna read you the paragraph. The last thing Renee Smith, a busy mother to a newborn, toddler, and teen, needed on her plate this year was a national scandal manufactured by her sophomore son's school district to wrongfully accuse him of Title IX violation. Yet that's exactly what happened when Loudoun County Public Schools took a group of high school boys concerned about a female in their locker room and turned it into a full-blown sexual harassment investigation at these boys at the expense. So basically, it's like this. You got this one school district in Loudoun County, Virginia, who allows men into women's bathrooms and women into men's bathrooms. But then when these boys objected to a girl who pretends to be a boy in the boys' bathroom and blows it up into a Title IX sexual harassment case, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, the left has lost all meaning. That the fact that these leftists who want to allow men in women's bathrooms, women in men's bathrooms, and then say, oh, this is progress. But then when people object to it, they're crying foul and saying, oh, that's sexual harassment. They're not allowing this trans identified female into the boys' bathroom. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we voted to get rid of this shit. But then leftists still want to push it because they think this is a hill that they want to die on. They literally do. And then I'll read you this next headline. Smith's son is one of three sophomore boys who had reportedly endured weeks of interrogation, hostility from school administrators in their Virginia district after expressing discomfort over sharing a locker room with a girl. And I'll read you this paragraph. When the female student allegedly gender confused started to frequent male changing quarters at the beginning of the school year under Loudoun County School District policy, Smith said her son shared his unease with the school staff. So basically, it's like this. The school district said like this. Okay, so when a gender confused female who claims to be a male wants to enter the men's bathroom, but the boys are saying, "Oh, we're not comfortable with this." But then the school district says, "Oh, that's sexual harassment." The boy's parents are a Christian. Now imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if that was a Muslim boy who complained. How fast do you think the left would shut this shit down in less than 5 seconds? How fast, ladies and gentlemen? How fast? Because they know it'd be like a fight over, do we side with them? And this is the leftists. The leftists would be like, do we side with the trans or do we side with the Muslim? Trans Muslim, trans Muslim. They be having that fight over that, like until they pass out. But the reality is like this. The school district doesn't care about your rights and feelings. They think that the rights of the mentally confused, like female, or the mentally confused male supersede over the rights and discomfort of everyone else. The fact of the matter is like this. They interrogated these boys, made it look like that they were the wrong ones when in fact the school district was the wrong one. When in fact the school district should have said to this mentally confused girl who identifies as a boy, saying like this, no, you're not using the men's restroom. You want to use the men's restroom? That's where your house is. That's where your house is. And if you don't like that, then you could go use the one in the nurse's office. That's it. That's it. We're not gonna like pander to your fetish, your feeling, your kink and all this shit to basically supersede your rights over the rights of others. That's not how that works in this country. But to the left, they think that's how it works. They think that your rights don't matter over the rights of the mentally confused. And that's why leftists are mentally insane. That's why leftists are mentally confused. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, leftists are off their fucking rocker. They literally are. That's why they're mentally insane. That's why they're mentally like confused. The fact that you got school districts like Loudoun County and everywhere else in this country, especially in blue states, where they're demanding that women who cosplay as men should be allowed to use the men's bathroom, and we don't care about your rights, feelings, and objections. I go like this: school districts that allow that shit should lose federal funding permanently. They should lose every federal dollar out there. Watch how fast they try to justify it. Watch how fast they go, oh well, we're gonna continue. Well, you know what? You don't get federal money. You don't get federal dollars. And if you don't get and since you're not getting federal dollars, good luck trying to fund your men who cosplay as women or women who cosplay as men. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But I will say this, guys. I will say this. All these mentally confused people, why the fuck are you trying to force your way into single sex spaces? Why? Is it because you want everyone else to play along with your mental illness or your fetish and your kink? No. We don't play that. And that's not how the world works. And if you think that's how the world works, I want your ass off this planet completely. I want your ass off the planet. Because that's not how it works on planet Earth. If you think that's how it works, that's why you belong in a mental institution. And I always say, make asylums great again. Yeah, make mental institutions great again. And if you got these women who cosplay as men, that's and you want to use the bathroom, that's where the mental institutions for these people. That's where these mental institutions, we need to reopen them all. Pretty much. We need to reopen them. And same thing for men who claim to who cosplay as women. That's where these mental institutions are for. I would reopen mental institutions for these mentally confused people. Get them away from society, you know? Get them away from the society. Let them live in these institutions, okay? Let them. It's pretty much that simple, guys. But the fact that the Loudoun County School District treated these boys like they sexually harassed someone, if I were the parents of that school district, ladies and gentlemen, I'd fucking make them lawyer up. I'd fucking make them lawyer up and drag their sorry little fucking ass in a courtroom and sue. And then I'd say like this to the law firm: you get 10% of the lawsuit money if you run that school district out of the country. Watch how fast the law firm sues them to the 10th degree and watch them run their asses out. Because I will tell you, make them warrior up. It's that simple. Make the left warrior up and watch how fast they have to defend their shit in court under what? Under cross examination, under discovery. Watch. It'll be interesting to watch. It'll be interesting to see. Okay? It will, guys. It will. But damn, oh damn, that was a good show for y'all today, guys. That was a good show for y'all. But yeah, guys, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 49 years old. Yeah, a year older, still single, still not in a relationship, still not having a girlfriend, but that's okay. But at least I still get to enjoy whatever life I have on this third rock from the sun. But you know, I'm still single. But at least I get to enjoy life. That's all. That's all that matters. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.